Hello and welcome to the third video of the Midheaven framework. So I'm going to be going over the last four houses in the natal chart and how they relate to business. And these are considered the transpersonal houses. So the first four were more about like directly connected to your business. The next four can be more connected to your customers, and these can be more bigger picture thinking houses. So house number 9, the purpose for career and business. This is a Sagittarius ruled house. So you can look at Jupiter in your chart, but a lot of marketing and public relations strategies, the bigger picture, a lot about your messaging, asking yourself questions. Do you want your business to get press, guest features? Do you want to publish anything? Do you want to share thought leadership within the media? Do you want to have like a segment, a book, whether it be like an actual book or an ebook, anything that has to do with like your words, or with Sagittarius energy, it could be your teachings if you have something you really want to like teach and share. Something you can think of is like, do I want to go to networking events? Do I want to go in person to my local community and connect to the people there? Do I want to go online and connect with people globally and have a client or customer base that stretches like really, really far and wide? And that's where marketing and press and PR can come in, because it's like reaching people on a much larger scale. Asking yourself, what are you an expert in? What can you teach from that? I think most entrepreneurs can be a teacher, an expert in their industry in some way, and educate and mentor, if that's like what you obviously choose to do. But I think everybody can do it in some way. In this house would ask you like your why, your message behind it, and yeah. The last few things, do you want to start any writing projects? So again, with the writing, your words. And then how do you want to expand your business globally? Is there travel involved? So depending on what you do, this house can play a factor in, like if you're a physical product-based business and you have to ship things to people, you might not want to serve everywhere in the world. You might just want to serve North America. Or if you're in the UK, I'm not sure shipping around the world, but the farther away it is, the more it's going to cost. So you can think, okay, where are my customers? Who do I really want to serve? You're a service-based business owner and you have the ability, with the wonderful thing of the internet, to have digital products or conduct services online. Like, where are the areas you want to serve, and think big and think how you can connect globally and have a global business. And think, do I just want to serve globally virtually, or do I actually want to go places and travel around and conduct business? This house can really tell you those things. So you can look at the zodiac sign that's on the outside of your chart, and it will give you insight to your flavor of doing all of these things. And if you have a lot of planets in this house, this will be a major focus for you. But if this house is empty, it might not be, but there still is insight from the zodiac sign that rules it for how you should go about doing a bigger picture marketing, communications, and PR strategy. So moving on to the next house, it is house number 10. So this is the very top of your chart where you most likely have your midheaven placement. If you do not, it will either be a 9 from before or number 11. And the midheaven point is what this framework is named after. And it is all about your truly what you want to be known for, what you do, and the legacy you're sort of leaving behind through the work that you conduct. So I like to look at house number 10 as the house on the strategy you're going to have for this legacy and the work that you do, and the action steps that move forward with it, because this house is normally ruled by Capricorn, and that's a cardinal energy. And cardinal means leader. So looking at here, strategy, but action steps, how will you lead your legacy in a way? And to do this, it's really important to set goals. So in your chart, this can be, okay, the sun is moving through my 10th house. I need to look at career and business goals long term, but also how can I take action in the short term to achieve those long-term goals for your future self. Looking at that, but also just in general, the zodiac sign that is on the outside of this house will kind of explain how you're going to go about setting goals, if you like it or not, but then also the types of goals you're going to set. So I like to have a goal setting framework that is like 3 months, 6 months, or like 1 year. Looking at it by quarter, small, bite-sized, actionable things that feel like achievable. So you're like telling yourself you're doing a good job in a sense, but having those build forward to a 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, or 10 year goal, depending on how ambitious you are. I like to think 5 year and 10 year are like dreams and more of a vision as opposed to being like a goal. Depending on the zodiac sign or the flavor of this house for you, it'll sort of show how strict you are with goals, or if you're more like flowy with it, or you want to change goals up more. Your goals most likely will change as you change and your business changes, or we could use the word evolves. But depending on the energy here, it will dictate whether or not, like, the rigidness of the goal setting and the having a plan. In a sense, this is like the planning house, how you will plan long term. Okay, moving to house number 11. So your midheaven may be here. Okay, I'm gonna circle back to house 9. If you have the thing that says MC in your 9th house, that means your part of your career purpose point, soul purpose, has to do with like education, philosophy, and or traveling. If your midheaven's in the 10th house, that's just like where it is. If your MC is in the 11th, the MC, it means that your business in a sense needs to be connected to community, or one of your goals and pillars will be community, humanity, and people. So your 11th house from a business perspective is community building, right? So not only like you have a customer who pays you money, but like how are they involved in the community? Like what activities do you do? Are there people that like always come to things that you do, or repeat customers? How can you get them more involved? How can you get your customer base to feel like a community and not just like it's a business? Like it's a very old way of thinking, like just having it feel transactional. Like the new paradigm of conscious business is more so like community. And I always say I wish I could get all of my clients in a room to talk to each other, because they've all booked natal chart readings around the same time, which means they're all on a similar path. And I think they need to know each other because something is and they have something in common, right? So think of all of your customers. They have something in common. They'd most likely get along with one another, right? So this house can really explain community building activities you'll be drawn to, or the type of community you're going to call in to your business, aka the types of customers you're going to draw in. It's really cool an activity for you to do, like homework piece, making one of those ideal client charts, like a target market chart, but maybe doing a visualization meditation on who that ideal person is that you want to call in. Some people can call these manifestation or soulmate clients. That's something, if you feel called to do it, you can do it. This house will show if you do want to get involved with a committee or a board for a cause you believe in, or have proceeds from sales go towards a cause. That's a very humanitarian house. So finding a way to get back to the community, even offering scholarship opportunities, if that's something you wanted to do, or participate in giveaways or charitable things, whether you be service or product based, it'll differ. But you want to give back to the community somehow, whether it be your actual community where you live, or the community that you've built through your products and services. So depending on the zodiac sign here, and if you have a lot of planets, it'll show how you do this differently. But every person will view community in a different way and will have a different sort of view of their community within their business. It might not be like a focus for you, and it might be. But if you have a lot of little planets in this house, you're going to want to have like a big vision, mission, humanitarian cause with your business. I'm going to share mine quickly, just as an example that you may be like, oh, I didn't think that would be a thing, but it's a very Aquarian 11th house thing. My goal in the future is to create like a fund for women entrepreneurs in the city that I live in. And I'd like to give out grants, like 1 to 3 grants per year for women to directly use to start a business. So I have received grants through the city I'm in for like young entrepreneurs in a sense. And I think that there should be more grants and opportunities. So I want to create that opportunity in the city that I'm in. I want to have a like young women entrepreneurs grant fund. I have absolutely no idea how to start that or how the heck I would do it. I just know that I feel like the best way to impact is literally like you want to start a business, but there's a barrier, whether it be like age, gender, or something else, income, something, and they need support with their business. It's like, okay, here's $2,000 get started and to start your business. And I feel like through that you're directly impacting. But it is great if people do like 10% to this cause. I just feel like there are better ways to directly impact the people around you. But any kind of humanitarian thing is a good thing. But find a way to do it in your own way that's unique to you and that feels the best for you, because this energy of the 11th house can be very rebellious, or I want to do it my own way. I don't want to follow. I want my ideas to be outside of the box. So do it your own way. If you want to give back, find your out of the box way for your community. Do it your own way. Don't follow what other people are doing. Like, I don't know anybody who does a grant program for young women entrepreneurs, or I would have probably applied to it. So the last house is house 12. So now when we look at house 12 for business and career, some of the things written here, you might be like, well, what the heck does this have to do with business or career? It has to do with you as the business owner. So the 12th house is the last house ruled by Pisces. It has to do with like endings, culminations of things. Like it's a lot about rest, hidden things. So like if you're not, you have to be feeling okay, or you can't run a business. You can't do anything unless you're okay first, right? So looking at this house is your style of resting and taking care of your mental health and well-being. It is how you're going to tap into your spiritual side, because I believe that the more I went spiritual in running a business, I feel like the more it made sense, because going to that why. So tapping into your spiritual side or your dream side or your vision, you can do this through guided meditation, oracle cards, journal prompts, tarot, astrology, any of this. This is very 12th house, what I'm doing right now, and how I'm teaching this information. You can make a vision board or manifestation list and really connect into this energy. Because it's like, why do we do what we do, right? It's like, okay, I have a business, I do these activities, I help people, I'm of service, but what is it really doing? This is what we tap into. Reflecting on why you do what you do, and if your business is working with you as you co-create the life you desire. I like how that sounds how I wrote that. But it's like, as you run your business, is it sort of giving you the life that you wanted? Or it's like, oh no, something has been revealed to you where you're like, I actually don't like doing this, which is totally okay. And figuring out how you can adjust so that it works for you and it works for your customers. It's like the biggest balance thing there. So depending on if you have a lot of energy in this chart, in this house, in your chart, will depend on if you really go to this kind of stuff within your business. I mean, if you're doing this, then you obviously have some kind of woo-woo, the love for woo-woo. And then the zodiac sign that rules it will kind of determine the flavor and how you express this and what you might go towards. And then if you have something transiting this house, it's definitely a time of resting and more of the reflecting. If you feel confused about what to do next in your business or something, it's like the take a step back house. If there's a transit going through here and being like, how can I take a step back before I can take a step forward kind of thing, and tap into something spiritual or refine my vision or review my manifestation list, because things change and you're allowed to change. And this is a mutable house. So recognizing that it's okay for things to have changed and you can flow with those changes and evolutions. So that is everything that I have for the Midheaven framework of what the houses mean. It's almost like a 12-step business plan in a sense, but really tapping it into the mystical. But there are a lot of practical takeaways from this Midheaven framework as well. If you have any questions, please email me, and each one is, we dive in much deeper for what it means for you and your chart in our one-to-one sessions. So that is everything from me. I will see you soon. I will see you on Instagram, and please reach out with any questions or concerns.